So finally we got to the point, and one Christmas I remember, just at Christmas, my parents and I were just talking about this. I had this little turtle in the den upstairs, and my dad says, Christmas morning, he says, have you fed your turtle this morning? I went, no. So he says, well, you better go feed them before we get into the whole Christmas wrapping thing. So I went booting up the stairs, swung the door open, and there sitting beside the turtle thing was a set of 67 silver sparkle drums.
Okay.
So like I was ecstatic. Now, this is back in a time when there was one breadwinner in the house.
Right.
Okay, like my parents bought their house brand new in '64 for like $32,000.
Right.
So for them to make, and my dad told me years later, he said, yeah, that cost us $500. Well, $500 in 1967
was a lot.
Was a ton of money.
Yeah.
And like they weren't, it wasn't the attitude of, well, you owe us, but they said, like we made sacrifices through the year and squirrel money away so you could have that drum kit. So I like that started me on the road, and I got my first band, and to this day, my mom and dad live up in Nipperwash. I have a band called Bender, and I run a jam at Norma Jean's here in the city. And my parents, they're in their 80s, still come to every Bender show.
Get out.
I'm not shitting you, man. They come to every Bender show. They'll come to a jam about once every 5 weeks or something. And it's a running joke, but it's serious. Like when they drive home at night, I say, call me when you get home.
Right.
And it's gone full flip now because I was a kid that, call us, let us know where you are, little Jimmy. So now, and like, if I don't hear from them, like I know how long it takes to get there. So then I start doing panic mode.
Right.
They usually stay till around 1 o'clock at a bar that we're playing at. And they go everywhere, like Port Stanley, Riffs and Woodstock, like they go everywhere to see us play. They've gone to Manny's and Brantford.
You got winners there.
And you know what? The cool thing growing up, I'll make this short.
No.
When my parents had parties, my mom was young when she had me. So when they were about 35, they were borrowing my records, the Black Sabbath, the Deep Purple, Stones, and they were albums,
right?
So when they had their neighborhood parties, the parents, my parents would bundle up my albums and take my albums to the party. And my friends used to go, like, because their friends were listening to Lawrence Welk and the Rat Pack. And,
right.
And they're going, my friends would be so jealous. They'd be like, you got the coolest parents on the block. Like, they like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. So, yeah.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.